Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial. As I said earlier in the previous class, that I will be showing you guys how to take measurements of various items, okay? But I will be making use of my metal ruler because I'm sure most of you don't have the scoreboard. So I'm going to teach you how to use the metal ruler to take your measurement, to take accurate measurements. Okay, so I have various items here. Okay, I'll just start one after the other. So now I'm going to start with this one. Now this reason why I picked this because of this, it has an irregular shape at the base here. Okay, now if you turn it upside down, you see that the bottom part is smaller than the upper part. Okay, so now and it's a round object. Okay, so but then we will still have three measurements. The height. Now what do I mean by the height? When you stand it on your table like this, the height of the box that this is going to go in, okay, that is what I mean by height, which is also sometimes the depth. Because this is a round object, that is why it's also, I'll consider it as also the depth. Okay, so now I'll just place this on my ruler face down because the lower part is wider. Okay, like so, lining it up, it's well lined up on this end. I don't know if you can see properly. Okay, it's properly lined on this end. Okay, and then looking at it here, I can say that this item is 2 7/8 of an inch. Okay, this is it here, 2 7/8 of an inch. It's not up to 3 inches. It's here. I don't know if you can see. This is where it is, 2 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so you write that down and then you turn it like so. Okay, now this one is going down, like it's not straight. Okay, so I'll just stand it like this so I can have accurate measurement, because I should bend it like so I may not get it. Okay, so I'll just stand it properly, make sure it's properly lined here. Okay, and then from here I can see it's exactly on 1 3/8 of an inch. Okay, this is 1 okay, yeah, this is 1 3/8 of an inch here. Okay, this is where it is. Okay, so now that's from here to here, 1 3/8, and then round I have, remember I turned it that way. Okay, I have 2 7/8. Now the diameter, okay, the diameter is what I call the height, and then from here to here is the depth. Okay, so the diameter is what we measured, which is 2 7/8 of an inch. Okay, then like this, 1 3/8 of an inch. So since it's a round object, we have just two measurements, so that is that for this. Now the next item is this bottle. This has three different shapes. Okay, different sides rather. Okay, so the first thing I'll do, I'll line this up like so, making sure it's properly aligned with my ruler, and then get the number from here. And here I can see it's at 1.5. Okay, then I will turn it like so. That will give me a different measurement entirely. And here I have where this bottle is 2 and approximately 2 2/8 of an inch. Okay, but it's not up to 2 2/8, but it's more than 2 1/8. Okay, so just round it up to 2 2/8 of an inch, and then you turn it like so, lining it up with your ruler, and then I have 3 7/8 of an inch. Okay, you can note all these numbers that I'm just teaching you guys how to take measurements, accurate measurements. Okay, so now I'm done with this. Now the next is this item. Now this one, I will also line it up like so, and here I have 1.5. Turn it that way, I have 4 7/8 of an inch. Okay, it's a round object, so no matter how I turn it, it's still the same 1.5. But this item, if I turn it like so, it's a different measurement. If I turn it like this, it's a different measurement. Okay, so know the kind of item that you are measuring. Now let's come on to the next one, which is this one. Now I'll place this like so, and then I will get, it's more than 1.5. Okay, it's not up to 1 5/8 of an inch, but I'll round it up to 1 5/8 of an inch. So if I'm making a box for this type of bottle, I'll know, okay, I've already added a little allowance to it, so I don't need to add any extra allowance because I rounded up, okay, not down. You don't ever round down. If not, the box will not fit your item. You don't ever round down. You always round up. You add. Okay, so anytime you round up, you can just leave that measurement like that without adding any allowance or extra inch to it. Okay, so now for here, for this, I have rounding it up, I have 1 5/8 of an inch. Then if I turn it like so, it's smaller. I have to round it up because it's not up to 7/8 of an inch, but it's more than 6/8 of an inch. So I'll round this up to 7/8 of an inch. Okay, then of course I'll lie it down, making the third side of the measurements. Okay, now after laying this down, I will have, it's not up to 5 6/8 of an inch, and it's more than 5 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'll just round it up to 5 6/8 of an inch. So there I have my 3 measurements for this. Okay, so now it's left for you to decide which one you want to be the height, the depth, the width. Is left for you to decide. Okay, so that way you know the type of box that you are making. Now the depth of your box is what how the item is going to go in. That's the depth. Okay, for instance, now this is the next class I'll be teaching you. I'm making a box for this, so I just want to show you. For instance, I can make my depth to be like this. So I'll put the item in like this, and then I can start to stand it up. Okay, if I stand it up, it may hit my camera. Okay, it didn't. Okay, I can start to stand it up like this. Okay, and then from here to here will be the depth of my box. So, and then I can decide to, whichever way I want to be the depth. That's from the base up to how the item is going to go into the box. That is what will determine the depth of your box. So it's left for you to decide which side you want to be your depth. Okay, you are the one that will determine which side is which side. Okay, but all you need is just to have 3 measurement. But then it's not all items that has 3 measurements. For instance, the first item, this one did not have 3 measurements. It had only 2 measurements because it's a round object. Okay, but this is not a completely round object, it's an oval object, so it has 3 sides, from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so now the next item is this. This is also a round object, so for this I have just 2 measurements as well, which is this. I'll place it, and then I have 1.5. No matter how I turn it, to still be 1.5. Okay, and then I'll lie it down, and then whatever measurement I get, so I'll have 2 measurements. Okay, so now it's left for you to decide which is which. Okay, now the next item is this. Now this one, you line it up with your ruler like so. Make sure that the ruler and your item on this side is properly aligned. Okay, no extra space anywhere in or out. So you look at the measurement here, you write it down, you lie it down like so. Whatever measurement it is, you write it down, and then you turn like so. Now for this one, the base here is smaller than this part and is smaller than this part. Okay, that's why I brought this particular item. So now in this case, you will line your ruler up with the widest part of this side. Okay, because if you measure from here, you may not get it properly because this side is curved. You may miss it. Okay, so it's better you line it, you lie it down, and then make sure that the widest part of your item is well lined with your ruler. Okay, and then you look at the measurements from here. Okay, so now the next item is this item. This one is a very irregular item. Really don't know how do you go about this type of measurement. It's very easy actually. The widest part of this item right now, I can fix this in and it can stay here. Okay, the widest part for here is this, from here to here. So you lie it down like so and take the measurements. Okay, then You can also turn it like this. The measurement is different. The widest part, after turning it, that's where you take the measurement, and then like so, line it down on the ruler, and then you take the measurement. Okay, so now the next item I'm going to be taking measurement of is a handbag. Yes, we'll be making I'll have a collabo class. Okay, I'll have lots of collabo class. For instance, now the next collabo class that will be happening is tomorrow, 2nd of August. I've already sent you guys the link, so please, if you would like to learn how to package perfume bottles, like after making your own perfume, you learn how to make the perfume in that class. Okay, after learning that, how to package, how to make box for it that will fit, that will fit your bottle properly. Okay, for instance, now I'm trying to bring a box I made for this bottle. Sorry, don't mind me, it's looking all dirty and all, don't mind me. I actually made this to fit this bottle like so, with an extra 3 ml that can enter here. I'm sure you all know the 3 ml size bottle. Okay, so I made this box to fit into this like this, and then the 3 ml line beside it. Okay, so you'll be able to, and that this is just a simple gift box packaging that the person needed, so this is just an extra that I made. So now for the bag, for the handbag, you've been wondering, so what parts of the measurement do I need to take? You line this up to your ruler like so. Okay, let me move this. Okay, on this side, make sure it's properly aligned, and then you look at it from here. Where did the bag stop? You write down that measurement. Okay, that's the width. Now like so, it's just like the bottle. Okay, you line it up on this side. Whatever measurement is here, you write it down, then you lie it down like so. Now you are not going to write down this measurement here, because this bag has a hand that is coming up from here, so you measure from here, but from here. So you line your ruler up on where you have the highest part. Okay, so that's why you now take your measurement. That's why you write whatever measurement you get, that's what you write down. Okay, so I hope I've been able to explain how to take measurements, and if you have any questions, please do ask me, and I will be glad to answer all your questions. Okay, now when you are going to, if you are planning to get your scoreboard, taking measurement with the scoreboard is way easier than with the ruler, because you never can tell when you miss it when lining your item up with your metal ruler. Okay, so let me just bring in my scoreboard to explain. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, all right, to explain better now, if I'm using, let me use this. Okay, you set this aside. Let me use this. Now if I'm using this, I will just lie my bottle down like so, and then wherever this is, that's when, okay, that's where the bottle, that's the measurement of the bottle. So this is it, it's 2.5. It's easier to get with this scoreboard than the ruler. And then I just turn it like so, lining it up to the edge, here and here. Okay, like so, and then I'll take my measurement. Okay, this is where it is, 7 3/8. Okay, then I can turn it like this, and this is where it is, 1 5/8. So that's just basically how to take measurements. So thank you guys, and see you in the next class.